Kevin Spacey of assault has dropped a civil lawsuit against the actor. That suit was filed last week.
Did you know that some of Hollywood's once shining stars have vanished from the spotlight, never to make a comeback? From shocking behind-the-scenes scandals to reputations that turned toxic on set.
In this suit, she claims that Cuba Gooding Jr. violently raped her in 2013. These are extremely serious allegations.
These actors went from ruling the big screen to being quietly blacklisted. Once adored by fans and courted by directors, they now sit on Hollywood's silent, do not cast list. Here are 25 actors who, for one reason or another, Tinseltown just will not hire anymore.
Shia LaBeouf, the actor out of Broadway show Cabaret in Handcuffs, faces several charges now, but no comment from him.
Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was once one of Hollywood's most celebrated actors, known for his intense screen presence, razor-sharp delivery, and chameleon-like ability to disappear into any role. He won 2 Academy Awards, Best Supporting Actor for The Usual Suspects and Best Actor for American Beauty. He built a resume that spanned critically acclaimed films like L.A., Confidential, SE7N, and Glengarry Glen Ross. By the 2010s, he had successfully reinvented himself on television, earning Golden Globe and Emmy nominations for his portrayal of the ruthless Frank Underwood in Netflix's House of Cards, a role that cemented him as one of the most powerful figures in modern entertainment.
I'd ask you to keep an open mind and let me know if you want me to set up a meeting between the two of you. An endorsement from you would be a big coup for him.
But in 2017, Spacey's career imploded almost overnight. Actor Anthony Rapp publicly accused him of sexual misconduct, triggering a wave of similar allegations. The fallout was swift. Netflix cut ties immediately, halting House of Cards and removing him entirely from the final season.
That Netflix is cutting ties with actor Kevin Spacey amid multiple sexual harassment allegations.
Director Ridley Scott famously reshot all of Spacey's scenes in All the Money in the World just weeks before its release, replacing him with Christopher Plummer. Spacey faced multiple lawsuits and criminal charges in the US and UK. Though he was acquitted in both 2022 and 2023, the damage to his reputation proved irreversible. In Hollywood, the issue isn't just legal guilt, it's public perception and marketability. For many studios, Spacey's name remains toxic, a lightning rod for controversy that could sink any project before it starts. As a result, he's been forced to rebuild his career in Europe, appearing in smaller independent films and accepting honors like a Lifetime Achievement Award at Cannes. While he's making slow steps toward a comeback, the Hollywood door that once opened so easily for him now remains firmly shut. Armie Hammer.
What interests me, given your profile, is what would motivate you to become the CIA's most effective agent.
Armie Hammer was once one of Hollywood's most promising leading men, a tall, charismatic actor with classic movie star looks and a breakout performance in The Social Network, where he famously played both Winklevoss twins. His career soared with critically acclaimed roles, most notably in Call Me by Your Name, which earned multiple Oscar nominations and positioned Hammer as a versatile, bankable talent. He seemed destined for A-list status, landing major studio films, Broadway roles, and high-profile endorsement deals.
He's the star of the new film, Call Me by Your Name. He hates wasting time. So let's bring him out. Please welcome Armie Hammer.
But in early 2021, his career collapsed almost overnight. Multiple women came forward accusing him of sending disturbing messages describing violent sexual fantasies, including graphic details of cannibalism, as well as allegations of emotional and physical abuse. While Hammer denied the claims, the public fallout was swift and unforgiving.
Actor Armie Hammer on camera denying his own claims of cannibalism.
You know what you have to do to be a cannibal? You have to have actually eaten someone.
Within weeks, he was dropped from upcoming films such as Shotgun Wedding, alongside Jennifer Lopez, a Paramount Plus series with Gary Oldman, and a Broadway production of The Minutes. His talent agency, WME, also severed ties. The Los Angeles Police Department opened an investigation, but in 2023, prosecutors announced no charges would be filed due to insufficient evidence. Still, in the court of public opinion, Hammer's reputation was irreparably damaged. For Hollywood executives, his name became synonymous with scandal, a PR nightmare that risked overshadowing any project. Since then, Hammer has largely disappeared from mainstream entertainment, taking odd jobs, including reportedly selling timeshares in the Cayman Islands, launching a podcast, and working on a screenplay.
The scene where we are running up mountain on these trails, there were no actual hiking trail. We're just running through wilderness.
Though he has expressed hopes for a comeback, the industry has shown no sign of embracing him again. Wary of the media firestorm his return would ignite. Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz was once a Hollywood powerhouse, charismatic, versatile, and effortlessly bankable. From her breakout in The Mask to memorable roles in There's Something About Mary, Charlie's Angels, and The Holiday, Diaz became one of the highest-paid actresses, especially in late 90s and early 2000 romantic comedies and blockbusters.
Hey, honey.
Mom?
Did you forget something?
What are you guys doing?
Your mama was creepy first.
You guys actually need a life, like seriously.
By 2014, after starring in films like The Other Woman, Sex Tape, and Annie, she made the deliberate choice to step away from acting. She described her hiatus as a personal reclamation, telling Fortune's Summit and other outlets that nobody's opinion, nobody's success, no one's offer could change my mind, as she focused on her family, well-being, and a more balanced life.
People that I've worked with for 20 years, I know they have my best interest, but for me, I just really wanted to make my life manageable by me.
Though critics and audiences still recognized her talent, Diaz prioritized her personal life, marriage, motherhood, and launching ventures like her organic wine brand, Avaline. This wasn't a typical industry blacklist or scandal. Hollywood didn't stop casting her due to controversy, but rather respect for her decision to walk away. After nearly a decade, she returned in 2025 with Netflix's Back in Action.
In my experience, it's always been about you.
I have tried my entire life not to be like you, to be the mother that you never were.
Choosing projects on her own terms and with set safeguards, like capped working hours. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf was once one of Hollywood's most bankable young stars, rising from Disney Channel fame in Even Stevens to headlining blockbuster franchises like Transformers and acclaimed films such as Fury and Honey Boy. Known for his intense performances and willingness to take creative risks, he appeared poised for a long, successful career. But his off-screen troubles quickly overshadowed his talent. In 2013, he walked away from a Broadway production after clashing with co-star Alec Baldwin, a move that drew widespread media attention.
What did you get fired?
I was doing a play out here I got fired from.
Is this the thing with Alec Baldwin?
That's the thing with Alec Baldwin, yeah.
Over the years, LaBeouf was arrested multiple times for disorderly conduct, public intoxication, and confrontations with police, including a 2017 incident in which he hurled racial slurs at officers. In 2020, he was charged with misdemeanor battery and petty theft after a dispute over a hat. That same year, his ex-girlfriend, musician FKA Twigs, filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual battery, assault, and emotional abuse, detailing disturbing allegations that garnered massive public attention. Although the case was later settled, the fallout was severe. LaBeouf was dropped from projects, including being replaced in Olivia Wilde's Don't Worry, Darling, amid claims that he created an unsafe work environment. Today, his once bright career remains stalled, with Hollywood wary of the controversy his name carries. Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. was once one of Hollywood's brightest stars, winning an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in Jerry Maguire and appearing in hits like A Few Good Men and Men of Honor.
And the Oscar goes to Cuba Gooding Jr. and Jerry Maguire.
But his career declined after he turned down major roles and upset top filmmakers, which led to fewer offers. Later, legal troubles damaged his reputation further. In 2019, he was arrested for forcibly touching a woman. In 2022, he pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and avoided jail by attending counseling.
Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Gooding pleaded guilty today to forcibly touching a woman. This plea deal allows Gooding to potential jail time.
He also faced several civil lawsuits, including one he lost by default. More allegations of misconduct followed. Because of this, Hollywood keeps its distance. While he still appears in smaller or independent films, his attempts at a full comeback have met with caution from studios. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase was once one of Hollywood's most popular comedy stars. His fame came in the 1970s on Saturday Night Live, where his sharp humor and quick wit made him a favorite with audiences.
This is Weekend Update with Chevy Chase.
Did you shower? Good evening.
In the 1980s and 90s, he starred in big hits like National Lampoon's Vacation, Fletch, and Caddyshack. But his career slowed down, not because of a lack of skill, but because of his reputation. Many co-stars and crew members have described him as rude, insulting, and difficult to work with. On the TV show Community, he clashed with the cast and creator, which only added to his bad image. Some of his past jokes were also called offensive.
Evil will attempt to jump a Greyhound bus over Fred McMurray and his entire family next week.
Today, he still makes appearances, but major Hollywood roles are rare, as his behavior has left a lasting shadow. Michael Richards. Michael Richards was once a very popular comedy actor, best known for playing Kramer on the hit show Seinfeld in the 1990s. His role made him famous, and he won several awards. But in 2006, his career suddenly fell apart. During a stand-up show, Richards got angry and shouted racist words at the audience.
Oh, no, he's a nigger! He's a nigger! He's a nigger!
Oh my God.
A nigger, look, there's a nigger!
The event was recorded and spread quickly, shocking many people. Even though he said sorry on TV, his reputation was badly hurt. Hollywood stopped offering him roles, and his bright career faded. Now, he only appears in small roles in insignificant projects. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen was once one of Hollywood's most recognizable and highest-paid stars. With a career that blended critical acclaim and mainstream success, he earned early praise for his performances in Platoon and Wall Street, cementing himself as a leading man in both dramas and comedies.
Give me the remote and go to your room. That's very funny. Ha-ha. I'm serious. Get out of here. I will kick your ass.
By the 2000s, Sheen had transitioned to television superstardom with 2.5 Men, becoming the highest-paid actor on TV, earning nearly $2 million per episode and drawing millions of viewers each week. But in 2011, his career unraveled in spectacular fashion. A series of bizarre public appearances and interviews filled with catchphrases like winning and tiger blood dominated headlines. Allegations of heavy drug use, volatile behavior, domestic violence, and erratic outbursts painted a portrait of instability. His feud with 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre led to his firing, and many studios quietly distanced themselves. In 2015, Sheen publicly revealed he was HIV positive, but by then his reputation had already been badly damaged.
Charlie Sheen has revealed he is HIV positive. The 50-year-old says he was diagnosed 4 years ago.
By years of scandals, substance abuse, and legal troubles. Today, he occasionally works on smaller projects, but the A-list career he once enjoyed remains far out of reach, with Hollywood still wary of the chaos his name evokes. Brendan Fraser. In the 90s and early 2000s, Brendan Fraser was everywhere, beloved for his endearing charm and action hero charisma in box office hits like George of the Jungle and the Mummy trilogy. while also earning praise for dramatic roles in Crash and Gods and Monsters.
I was there.
You swear?
Every damn day.
No, I didn't mean that.
I know what you meant. I was there. Setty's place.
Yet by the late 2000s, Fraser's momentum stalled, insisting that the physical toll of his performing, including years of stunt work, left him with multiple surgeries and chronic pain. He quietly withdrew from major projects. Personal struggles followed. He endured a painful divorce, financial strain, and deep grief after his mother's passing. A pivotal moment came in 2018 when Fraser publicly revealed that in 2003 he'd been sexually assaulted by Philip Burke, then president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
This morning, Brendan Fraser speaking publicly, saying a Hollywood Foreign Press Association member sexually assaulted him.
In interviews, Fraser shared that he felt miserable, reclusive, depressed, and believed that his career withered on the vine, and that he may have been unofficially blacklisted by the HFPA. His eventual comeback, known by fans as the Renaissance, was catalyzed by his Oscar-winning turn in The Whale in 2022, which reintroduced him to Hollywood on his own terms.
And the Oscar goes to Brendan Fraser. The Whale!
Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen once seemed like a rising star. At 19, he won the famous role of Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars prequels, beating over 1,500 actors. Before that, he was praised for movies like Life as a House and Shattered Glass. However, the Star Wars films got bad reviews, and many blamed him for stiff acting. He even won 2 Golden Raspberry Awards. Feeling hurt, he took a long break, bought a farm in Canada, and decided to focus on family.
This doesn't suck. This is very cool because you know, you guys voted for it, and so...
He later said this break hurt his career more than expected. He returned in smaller roles, but recently made a strong comeback playing Anakin again in new Star Wars shows, earning better reviews. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was once among Hollywood's most bankable and versatile leading men, celebrated for his ability to move seamlessly between blockbuster hits and critically acclaimed dramas.
Why'd we kill Leo Fast Elk? What, Maggie's lying up there dead? Do you know what he's doing to your land?
He broke through in the mid-1980s with standout performances in Top Gun as the cocky fighter pilot, Iceman, and Real Genius, then cemented his star power with roles in Willow, The Doors, and Tombstone. In 1995, he stepped into the iconic role of Batman in Batman Forever, securing his place as one of the era's biggest names. Yet, behind the scenes, Kilmer developed a reputation for being difficult to work with. Reports of on-set clashes, perfectionism, and disagreements with directors began to surface, making studios increasingly hesitant to cast him. As the late 90s rolled into the 2000s, his box office appeal began to wane, with fewer hits and more modestly performing projects.
Oh, thank you, darling. Kate, you're not wearing a bustle.
In the 2010s, Kilmer faced a new and far more personal challenge, throat cancer, which required multiple surgeries and left him with a significantly altered voice. While his health battle earned admiration and sympathy, it also limited the roles available to him. Today, while respected as a Hollywood veteran, Kilmer's career remains largely in the past, with major roles going to a new generation of stars. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe was once one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He won an Oscar for Gladiator and starred in popular movies like A Beautiful Mind, Les Miserables, and Man of Steel.
This is the first Oscar and the second nomination for Russell Crowe.
And Terry Needham and a very brave crew collected from 22 different countries around the world.
But lately, he seems to be appearing in smaller, non-mainstream films. One main reason is his bad temper. During Gladiator, he reportedly yelled at a producer and threatened him over pay, causing trouble on set. He has also been involved in public fights, and once threw a phone in anger. These incidents made Hollywood see him as hard to work with. Crowe is also very detail-focused, often asking many questions on set, which some directors find too much. Because of his fiery temper and strong personality, studios are careful about hiring him. Although he still acts, he is not cast as often as before. Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan was once a rising Hollywood starlet, known for her striking screen presence and bold, unconventional style. She broke through in the late 1990s with her role in the cult horror hit Scream and soon became a household name as Paige Matthews in the long-running supernatural drama Charmed. McGowan built a loyal fan base, balancing mainstream success with edgier roles in films like Jawbreaker and Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror. But her career took a sharp plunge after she publicly accused powerful Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault, becoming one of the earliest and most prominent voices to speak out.
In a sexual allegation scandal that's dominating Hollywood, actress Rose McGowan has become the fourth person to allege she was raped by the Hollywood mogul.
Though her courage inspired many and helped ignite the global Me Too movement, it also came at a personal and professional cost. She said she was blacklisted, lost her talent agency, and saw acting offers dry up almost entirely. Some in the industry labeled her difficult, a term often used to sideline outspoken women. Rather than retreat, McGowan reinvented herself as an activist and author, speaking candidly about misogyny, abusive power, and gender inequality in entertainment.
Hollywood may seem like it's an isolated thing, but it is not. It is the messaging system for your mind.
While her acting career slowed dramatically, her influence as a fearless advocate for women's rights has only grown, making her one of Hollywood's most outspoken and polarizing figures. Rachael Leigh Cook. Rachael Leigh Cook became famous after her hit teen movie in 1999, but Hollywood's interest faded fast. She acted in films like Antitrust and Josie and the Pussycats, which performed poorly and got pretty bad reviews. Because of this, studios saw her as less reliable for big-money roles. Many of her later projects went straight to video or streaming, making it harder for casting directors to notice her. She also turned down a major role in X-Men, which she later said was a mistake. Now, she stars in Hallmark movies and produces films through her own company.
I'm just saying, we took a big risk.
And you don't like risks.
And you do. And that's why everyone says we're the perfect pair.
Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl was once one of Hollywood's most in-demand actresses, known for her mix of warmth, sharp comedic timing, and leading lady looks. She broke out as Dr. Izzy Stevens on Grey's Anatomy, a role that earned her an Emmy Award in 2007, and soon made a seamless leap to film.
The Emmy goes to
Katherine Heigl, Grey's Anatomy.
Romantic comedies like Knocked Up, 27 Dresses, and The Ugly Truth turned her into a bankable star, with studios eager to cast her in crowd-pleasing hits. But by the early 2010s, her reputation in the industry began to shift. Reports circulated that she was difficult to work with and demanding on set. She famously withdrew her name from Emmy consideration in 2008, saying she hadn't been given the material to warrant a nomination, a public critique that many saw as a slight to Grey's Anatomy's writers. Around the same time, she openly criticized Knocked Up as a little which reportedly alienated collaborators. Behind-the-scenes stories of contract disputes and on-set tensions further fueled the perception that she was high maintenance. As a result, big offers dried up, and Heigl transitioned to lower-profile TV roles and streaming projects. While she continues to work, Hollywood has largely moved on to other stars, wary of the baggage her name still carries. Bridget Fonda. Bridget Fonda was a famous actress in the 1990s. She starred in popular movies like The Godfather, Part 3, Single White Female, and Jackie Brown.
Good boy, sockface. Go for a walk.
She earned awards and was loved by many. In 2002, she acted in her last TV movie, Snow Queen. Soon after, she was in a serious car accident that led to a severe back injury. Around that time, she married composer Danny Elfman and decided to stop acting to focus on her family. When asked if she would return, she said no because she enjoys a quiet life. Hollywood respects her choice. Mira Sorvino. Mira Sorvino was once a bright star in Hollywood. She won an Academy Award in 1996 for Mighty Aphrodite.
Mira Sorvino, Mighty Aphrodite.
Oh my God. Wow, I didn't expect this. Thank you very much to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
Many thought her career would grow fast, but things changed behind the scenes. Sorvino said she refused unwanted advances from a powerful producer, Harvey Weinstein. After that, big movie offers stopped. A famous director later said Weinstein told him not to cast her. Sorvino felt pushed aside and less important in the industry. She worked in smaller movies and TV, but never got her old fame back. Now, she speaks out for women's rights and fights abuse in Hollywood. Seann William Scott. Seann William Scott became famous for playing Steve Stifler in the American Pie movies. His funny and wild character made him very popular in the early 2000s, but after a while, his career slowed down. In 2011, he went to a treatment program for personal reasons he did not fully explain. After that, he stayed out of the spotlight, and many people began to forget him.
No, people think that I'm my guy.
Yeah.
They think that I'm Stifler, and like, in the beginning of my career, I was like, well, you know, I'm not really.
Hollywood kept giving him the same silly roles, and he was not given chances to show his range. Today, he works mostly in voice acting and smaller films, with a few big Hollywood roles. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Jennifer Love Hewitt was one of the most recognizable faces of the late 1990s and early 2000s, rising to fame as a teen idol before transitioning into a successful film and television career. She first gained attention on the teen drama Party of Five, but it was the slasher hit I Know What You Did Last Summer and its sequel that made her a box office draw. By the early 2000s, Hewitt was a leading lady, starring in romantic comedies like Heartbreakers and headlining the long-running CBS drama Ghost Whisperer. Her wholesome image and girl-next-door appeal made her a fan favorite. However, as the years went on, her career momentum slowed. Hollywood's tendency to typecast her in similar roles limited her opportunities, and when Ghost Whisperer ended, she struggled to secure major leading parts. In an industry that often sidelines women as they age out of ingenue roles, Hewitt found herself competing with younger stars for the kinds of projects that once came easily. She has since shifted her focus towards smaller TV roles, voice acting, and family life, occasionally resurfacing in shows like 911.
Yes, well, it's about all of them, but yes, I am a 911 operator on the show.
While still respected by fans, she no longer commands the same Hollywood spotlight she once did. Tom Welling. Tom Welling became very famous playing Clark Kent on Smallville, a show that lasted for 10 years. This role made it hard for people to see him as anyone else. After the show ended, he took a long break.
I appreciate your help. I just want to forget it ever happened.
And was very careful about the roles he chose. He appeared in only a few movies, like Parkland Draft Day and The Choice. He also came back briefly on TV shows like Lucifer and Professionals, and played Clark Kent again in Crisis on Infinite Earth. Because he acts so little and takes long breaks, many wonder if he wants to keep working. Mostly, he chooses his roles, which is why he is not cast often. Emile Hirsch. Emile Hirsch was once a rising star in Hollywood, known for movies like Into the Wild and Speed Racer. But in the year 2015, his career took a plunge. During the Sundance Film Festival, Hirsch was involved in a serious incident. He attacked a female film executive in a nightclub, putting his hands around her neck. The woman said she could not breathe, and Hirsch was arrested. He later pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault and served 15 days in jail. The news shocked fans and the film industry. Many studios and directors decided not to work with him anymore because of the bad publicity and the seriousness of his actions. Although he still acts in smaller projects,
Hello! Hey! Armando!
Diego!
Hirsch has not returned to big Hollywood movies. Shelley Duvall. Shelley Duvall was a very special actress.
Hi, I'm Shelley Duvall. Very nice to meet you.
Her big, expressive eyes and soft voice made her stand out in movies like The Shining, Popeye, and Three Women. But her acting career ended quietly in the early 2000s. It was not because she lost her talent. Hollywood just moved on. She chose to step away to care for her sick brother and leave the busy life in Los Angeles. She also faced money problems and health struggles. Later, she lived quietly in Texas. Though she appeared once more in a small horror movie, she is no longer active in Hollywood. Jennifer Grey. Jennifer Grey, the star of the classic movie Dirty Dancing, was once one of Hollywood's most loved actresses. She became famous in the late 1980s for her role as Baby opposite Patrick Swayze. Fans expected her career to grow, but things changed after she had plastic surgery on her nose. The change was so big that many people could not recognize her anymore, and casting directors stopped offering her major roles. Grey herself has said the surgery was like losing her identity overnight. She continued to act in smaller projects and television shows, but she never regained the same level of fame she once had. Hollywood often values a marketable look, and her transformation made it hard for her to fit into the image producers wanted. Even though she is still talented, the industry's focus on appearance played a big part in slowing her career. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar became famous as Buffy, the vampire-slaying heroine. After the show ended, many of her movies did not do well and got poor reviews. She faced a tough time with roles because she was too old for young characters, but too young for older ones. This made it hard to find good parts. She also took long breaks to focus on her family after having children, and after the death of her close friend, Robin Williams. During this time, she stayed private and was less seen in Hollywood, which moves very fast. Now, Sarah is slowly coming back. She is acting in new shows like Wolfpack and Dexter, Original Sin, and is excited to be part of a new Buffy reboot and other surprise appearances. Eric Bana. Eric Bana was once one of Hollywood's favorite leading men. He gained fame with his powerful role in Hulk in 2003, and later starred in movies like Troy, Munich, and Star Trek. Many thought he would become the next big action star. However, his career slowed down. Hollywood often saw him as talented, but not a huge box office draw. Some of his movies did not earn enough money, and he became more selective with his roles. Instead of chasing big blockbusters, Bana chose smaller films in Australia and focused on stories he enjoyed. This made him less visible in Hollywood. While there are no big scandals around him, the combination of a few underperforming films and his choice to step away from mainstream roles means he is rarely cast in major American movies today. Denise Richards. Denise Richards was once one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, known for movies like Wild Things and Starship Troopers. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, she was in high demand for her beauty and charm. But over time, her career in big films slowed down. Many people in Hollywood saw her more as a reality television star than a serious actress after she appeared on shows like Denise Richards, It's Complicated, and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Some critics said her acting was not strong enough for leading movie roles, while others felt her personal life, including her very public divorce from actor Charlie Sheen.
I want us to come to a place where there is not this circus with our divorce.
Drew too much attention away from her work. Today, Denise Richards still acts in smaller projects, but Hollywood no longer offers her the major roles she once had. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant was once the world's favorite romantic comedy star, known for films like 4 Weddings and A Funeral in Notting Hill. But he is not as widely cast in Hollywood these days, not because of health, but because he simply chooses to be more selective. He's grown tired of rom-com roles, joking that he is now too old and that Hollywood is fast, shallow, and ageist. Instead, Grant has embraced darker, more twisted parts. Critics have praised his recent turn as the chilling cultist in Heretic, earning him a Golden Globe nod. He's also taken on oddball roles in Paddington, in Peru, and Bridget Jones. Mad About the Boy.
Goldilocks. Yes? Oh, yes, they like it. Who wants to be Daddy Bear?
Often rewriting his own scenes to add his signature charm. Jessica Biel. Jessica Biel rose to fame in the late 1990s as Mary Camden on the long-running family drama Seventh Heaven, becoming a teen idol with a clean-cut image. Eager to shed that wholesome persona, she transitioned to film, landing roles in The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Blade, Trinity, Stealth, and The Illusionist. By the mid-2000s, Biel was on track to become a major leading lady, frequently appearing on Most Beautiful lists and working alongside big-name co-stars. However, despite her marketability, Biel's film career stalled. Industry insiders have speculated that a mix of factors hurt her momentum, including limited range in the roles she was offered, several box office disappointments, and a perception that she was more famous for her looks and high-profile relationship with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, no, our nanny is at home watching him. Hopefully he's, his bedtime isn't until like 7:30.
Than for transformative performances. In 2012, she admitted in interviews that she struggled to land strong roles, saying scripts often went to other actresses before reaching her. As opportunities dwindled, Biel shifted her focus to smaller projects, producing and starring in the acclaimed miniseries The Sinner, which earned her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. While respected for her talent, she remains on Hollywood's sidelines for blockbuster casting, with studios favoring newer, bankable faces. David Caruso. David Caruso was once a big star in both movies and television. He rose to fame in the early 1990s as Detective John Kelly on New York Police Department Blue.
What do you want?
You're a real bushwhack artist, aren't you, Kelly?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you're not man enough to go one-on-one. You gotta hide underneath your lieutenant's skirts.
Winning fans with his cool style and strong acting. But after only one season, he left the show to chase movie stardom. His films, like Kiss of Death and Jade, failed at the box office. Rumors of him being difficult to work with and having high demands hurt his chances in Hollywood. Caruso later found major success as Horatio Kane in CSI Miami, which ran for 10 seasons. When the show ended in 2012, he stepped away from acting, choosing a quiet life and running an art business instead.